And we're live. Hello there, everybody, and welcome to The Abyss. Today, I continue my journey into the depths of madness, known as pushing 3 buttons repeatedly and dying repeatedly as the acid slowly fills my brain and turns it to mush. Also known as learning Queen's Garden acid skip. Not gonna lie, I'm not looking forward to this. Not after yesterday. I've got some water. I've done some stretches. Ran/walked close to 5 miles. Ready to fail repeatedly in perpetuitem, or whatever the right term is. Settings. Why are you being dumb? Well, that's okay or something. Teacher's Archives. Here we go. Fun. We're gonna make myself invincible and just do no clip to get there faster. And then we turn off no clip, we turn off invincibility, we turn on infinite lives. And just because I feel like it, I'm gonna give myself full soul. Okay. Okay. Just to show I can die. Okay. And this is where the montage starts. If for nothing else, if I ever make a video, one of the first ones that I'm gonna make is just a compilation of me dying repeatedly to this acid skip. It just feels like sometimes my inputs get eaten, and it's very, very annoying. Death. Nope. Okay. That feels too high. That was low enough. Nice. Amazing. high, too high. Perfect. Too low. Too soon. Too low. Too soon. Too low. Too late. Too soon. Too high. Too soon. Oh. I'm just kind of practicing getting on this. Too low. Dang it. Too soon. Ugh. Stretch. Oh, no. Let's just move my mic a little bit closer, shall we? There we go. Dang it. Ooh, that was it. Oh. Too late. That was it. Too soon. No. I think the key is to let go of the D. I'm gonna try that. Nope. I'm getting it way less consistently now. Donk. There's no way to get out of this. Ah. Too soon. Must have been too soon. Way too low. Man, why am I not getting that timing down anymore? There's no way. There's no way. Too low. That's one. Oops. It's not gonna do anything. Nope. Couldn't get the double. Why is my jump being eaten? Can I jump? Okay. Okay. God. Meh. The real question is, but why though? Once I get past this, it's kind of the home stretch. Oh, I'm invincible. Well, I died because I failed. I almost fell off the ledge again because it was going to eat my jump. Man, if only it actually got my, like, the thing that I don't like about Hollow Knight controls is this, like, lack of buffering of commands, where because I have it set to a certain, like, frame limit, then I don't know if it makes it better or worse. I mean, the fact that it's consistent is great. So I have it set to 60, and it's keeping it exactly at 60. No fluctuations at all. But because it's at 60, I feel like there's sometimes... Also, I'm using this as an excuse to rest my fingers, yes. There's a... What is the right term? Sorry for my yawning. What was I saying? Oh, there's like a so the way it works with 60 frames per second, that means that 1/60, one frame is 1/60th of a second, which is something like 0.012 or something like that. Which means I have 0.012 seconds to hit that for every frame that window is open. Which, if I'm not mistaken, it's like 5 or 6 frames, so it's not impossible. It's like 0.1 seconds or so, but obviously it's not the ultimate thing, since I can do it repeatedly up here without dropping too much. But even the smallest amounts of drops, like even that last one, there was a small drop of about 1 frame. So even having that amount could drop me into the acid. So getting the right timing is very crucial. Not to mention, for some reason down here, it's like super easy, but up here there's like the edges. The closer you get to the edges, the less of an input time. Like the timing is different. Like if I go here, right? Alright, I'm just screwing up now. Like that is fairly consistent. Also, I have to let go of the shift button. So if I'm holding the shift, which is Crystal Dash, and then I try to jump and then let go of Crystal Dash. So if I dash Crystal and then try to like hold spacebar while Crystal Dashing, it won't jump. I have to let go of Crystal Dash before I press jump, because it doesn't buffer the jump. So if it had buffered the jump, as soon as I let go of shift, it would go to the next input, which is the jump command. So you could theoretically jump out of a Crystal Dash. However, I understand why they can't do that, as you can cancel the Crystal Dash. So if you buffer the space right immediately afterwards, what it's going to do is it's going to launch you as soon as you let go of shift, and then immediately stop you. And obviously, most people don't want that because they might have accidentally have pressed the jump button or something, right? They don't want to lose their Crystal Dash just because of an accidental press. Also, right now, I'm really sucking. What's happening? Come on. But at the same time, in this one specific instance, like, it's annoying for practice. Additionally, if the inverse was true, where I could, or if another similar situation where if I could buffer the super dash, right? I could, while dashing, hold shift. So like if I hold shift while dashing, if I'm on stable ground, it doesn't even do it. So if I push this, I do my Crystal Dash. But if I dash, and while I'm in the dash animation, push down Crystal Dash, I'm not Crystal Dashing. If I dash and then press it, it works. But while I'm in the dash animation, I could literally not be holding down the dash button. As long as the animation still plays, my Crystal Dash doesn't get queued up. And that's what makes this part annoying, is essentially what you have to do is you have to time it to where this is the audio cue they talk about. You have to time it to where this audio cue ends. And the thing I suck at the most is consistency. This is the reason why I was never a drummer, as much as I love drums. I don't know what it is, but hitting the same notes repeatedly for extended periods of time, my brain goes, no. Just no. You cannot do that. That is not allowed in this house. Only fools believe that they can do that. That are actually talented people or something. I'm also taking a small break because my hands are indeed cramping up a bit. Hey, it is 9:30. Oh. Oh my goodness. Would you look at that? I'm already almost out of water. Not even 30 minutes in. Okay. And it's not like I can't hit it. It's just that every time I think I'm consistent, I'm not. Or I get inconsistent, like, instantly. Whoa! That was like a lag spike. Dang it. Work. Boom, chick. Boom. Did I too soon on that or too late? I don't even know. Too high. The weird part is my brain goes slower, and then as soon as I hit it, my brain's like, perfect, do that again. And then my body goes, go faster? No, do exactly what you go faster. Now that I'm getting the hang of it, I can speed it up a little bit, right? It's like, no, just calm down. And do the thing you've been doing on repeat. And no, that isn't dunking into the acid. You're already good enough at that. And if I had a counter for every single time, like, I dunked myself in the acid, I think the counter would break. No! It's all a timing thing, too. Dang it. Ah! I'm getting my brain used to having my right hand do jumps. Order of operations. Do 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 do. Okay. Now that I've thoroughly confused my brain. Okay. I hate a lot of this. Yeah. I like the dream nail noise better than the acid dunk noise. Oh my gosh. Oh. Man. If only. Boom top. Boom top. Boom top. That's the thing. That's the sound cue. Boom top. Whoosh. 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 So that's the other thing, right? Like I can make the dash end early with a jump. A Mantis Claw overrides the dash. But the Crystal Dash does not. Which makes it infuriating because you could time it perfectly, but because you jumped beforehand, you will cancel your Crystal Dash by jumping. Because what you'll do is, I mean, obviously you can't do this if you time it perfectly, but if you time it even a slightly slower, where you push it, let's say 2 or 3 frames before your dash fully ends, well, it would have been overwritten anyway, but the dash will be canceled by you jumping. And so it's like, man, am I just... started to fall asleep. It's moments like these I'm very tempted to be like, what's the other route? Because screw this. This is some of the most inconsistent, janky POS maneuver that I've ever had the displeasure of trying to learn. Which is technically true, considering this is like the first game I've tried to speedrun. So, and out of any other technique, even including Explosion Pogo, was nowhere near as bad as this stupid skip. This skip is by and large, they're just miles ahead of the other ones in the amount of stupidity and inconsistency it just reeks. It just emanates a awful feeling. Even when I do get it, it's like a mixture of happiness and like, I shouldn't have gotten that. That's stupid. And it could just be the fact that I am very tired. But I choose to believe that it's more of it. Also, I just want to point out something else. How cool is it that even this gigantic thing is parallaxed? Like, this bit that I'm at right here, that I'm cutting through, the very left side of that, is in the foreground. And then what I'm cutting through is in the same ground as what I'm in. But then there's also things in the background. And I noticed this when I was roaming through it and I could see myself fly through it. I'm like, that's kind of cool, not gonna lie. And if you're in your little bubble thing and you're passing through, you'd never even notice. And it gives it that little additional flair. Anyway. Smack, smack, smack. Yeah. Uh-oh. Okay. Oh. I'm noticing it disappears sometimes. Okay, back to serious business. See, like that. I push jump and then it just doesn't jump. I hate that. Like, how is it that I'm able to move left and right, but not jump? Too soon. Power nap. What happened? Where am I? Okay. Eh. Ugh. Oh, getting closer. No. No. Oh, I did it. Another thing I like about live streams is that I could just be doing this for hours, especially when there's 0 viewers. Like, I can edit this down and have a crap ton of footage for live stream material. And I don't need to talk. I really don't. I mean, obviously, it would be better if I did because this is boring AF. But there's no need for me to talk. And like at 0 viewers right now, I don't need to be talking. I don't like it. I like just being able to play a game but still feel like I'm doing something. One of the reasons why I like streaming. It just makes me feel productive. I don't know, building my brand, showcasing my skills, building a portfolio or whatever. Fudge. It also allows me to practice not cussing. I don't typically cuss during the workday either, but I've been known to partake in the cuss words every now and then. And when I'm with people who are allowing it, I kind of let loose. But for my own channel, I kind of would rather not. Oh. I feel like everyone's got like those sets of friends, right? Like if you're in a professional environment, you obviously are not in an environment where people are going to want you cussing a lot. Am I invisible right now? I am. However, you'll have friends who are just not okay with any cussing, like, at all, which is fine. And then you have friends who will say, like, the most outrageous things. And you'll just be like, whoa! Yeah, okay. That's that guy. Not much you can do. Not, like, you can ask them to change or just not be friends with them, but, like, that's on the individual basis, and I don't know. They're not bad people. They say bad things, but they're not bad people. Oh, I got lucky there. Oh, that was a luck. I feel bad if I can get 2 in a row off of that. Okay, good. I literally just fell off the edge and dashed. The short hop is, as Fireborn said in that video we watched yesterday, just to guarantee the same amount of acceleration. Like, you can control the amount of acceleration by doing the same short hop every time. Unless you're me and not do the same short hop every time because you're bad at controlling jumps. I don't know. I feel like there's a lot of floaty stuff that just don't go my way. And not in the same way like as an Ori. Where Ori is like mega float. Where I'm like, everything has like an additional 4 or 5 frames that you have to keep in mind while you're doing it. This doesn't have that level of like jank, for lack of a better word. But there is sometimes when it just feels like my movements are eaten. Like, I'll tell the game to do something, and then the game just says, nah. Or it'll spike forward. Maybe that's because I'm live streaming. Could be. But those spikes are nonetheless very, very annoying. Because it means that I'm, it means that when I'm in the middle of doing a trick, or if I'm fighting a boss, let's say, or something, and I want to dash forward or something, sometimes, or I'll wall grab, right? Like against Watcher Knights. There are so many times when I'll be trying to wall grab, and then I'll look ahead because I'm like, I'm going to wall grab here. And then the game, like, jitters, or my input gets eaten, or something. And then it's just like, wait a minute, that's not at all where I thought I'd be. I just end up taking a hit for no reason. And usually one hit leads to another hit. Unless you can regame your rhythm. Because this game's, a lot of it's about rhythm. And I know it seems counterintuitive, but it's a lot about like, alright, he's going to do this, then I'm going to do that, and then he's going to do that, and then I'm going to do this to counter that, which will lead to this, which will lead to that. And then just at the same time as that's happening, you're like predicting and reading the movements of your enemies. And that way it's a lot like fighting sports, like boxing or Muay Thai, MMA. Like, you're not a fixed pattern, right? It's a randomized pattern, but it is relatively the same moves. Which each of those, they have, you know, rule sets saying you can't do this. Like boxing, you can't kick. You can't sucker punch. You can't hit above the head or whatever. Can't, you know, rabbit punch. I think it's one of the things they call it. Like, you can't do those things. You can't. Physically you can, but legally you cannot. those rules are essentially like the game code, and the opponent having a set amount of moves. I can do a double strike. I can roll forward, or I can roll upwards and forward, at varying angles, obviously. All of those things are readable based upon when he goes into his roll mode. So he'll stand there for about 1 to 2 seconds, allowing you to hit him, or not. In most cases, not. And then he will either start his swing motion, which he'll like lift up his sword. He'll start rolling, and if he stays on the ground, he's gonna roll straight in a line, or fake you out. And if he rolls and hops a little bit, he's gonna jump upwards, and that's true for both Watcher Knights. The tricky part is getting them in time where like one goes. As soon as that one goes, you need to. So if one does a straight linear dash, you need to prepare to jump at the same time as looking at the other one, and then see if that one's going to also do a linear dash. In that case, then you full commit to the jump by just holding down space, and then you pogo off of them. If he jumps up in the sky, then you got to either pause, or you got to take into account the distance between you and them, and whether or not you're between them, or they're both on one side or both on the other side, and that will dictate which direction you're going to go. And then it also depends, do you have a fireball, because you can get a double hit on them if they're going in a linear direction. But if you don't have a fireball, well, then you need to get more fireball juice. So you might want to dash towards them, or you might want to dash away from them, depending upon whether or not you're trying to heal up or not. So that kind of stuff is all reading the opponent. And when you get hit by one of their combos, it's like a chain reaction, right? Where, okay, well, shoot, now my rhythm's broken because I'm hurt. Now I gotta think about health. Now I gotta think about my soul level. Now I gotta think about my position with my invincibility frames. Do I run away, or do I get into a better position? And oftentimes they'll boop you, and then you'll try to move, and then you'll move directly inside of the other person's line of path. And then you're hurt again, and then it takes 1 or 2 hearts typically, before you can just regain your footing. And it's like, well, crap. That happens 2 times, and I lose 2 hearts each time on a speed run. Now you're next to death's door. Same thing here, right? It's all about timing. And when there's those little hiccups, it screws up your timing. And if your timing gets screwed up, that'll put you into the enemy's timing, and then you get hit, and it's annoying. That's what it feels like sometimes with this, where it just feels like it's random, where like my inputs will be the same, or at least it feels the same, and then sometimes I'll just dunk myself in the acid, and sometimes I'll grab the wall and go. Like that, coming off of that wall, I feel like I've hit roughly the same timing every time, but the window just must be tighter than I'm thinking. And so my body, I already have the knowledge on how to get to the point of having it as muscle memory. Now I just gotta bash my subconscious with repeated attempts at getting this. This is also another lucky one. Wow. Now if I get lucky, obviously I'll be able to do it. Dang it! Dang it. I'm also like fading in and out of consciousness right now. I'm like half here. Oh, that was it. I'm half here and I'm half not. I'm sore. I'm tired. I've been waking up and meditating in the morning just because I wanted to not be doing not waking up exactly at 7:45 before I go to work. So what I've done is I moved my phone away from my bed, and I put it on my work desk, and I know it looks like I'm just dunking myself over and over again. I swear I'm trying to dash. Oh. But I moved it to my desk, and now I have to go and wake up. I don't allow myself to snooze, where it was before, I could just grab it from my bed, and then while I'm half asleep, accidentally, quote unquote, hit the snooze button, which is actually just a literal physical button on the side, that'll instantly snooze all your alarms for 15 minutes. And I do that from 6:30 to 7:45 basically every morning, and then I feel like crap because I'm literally just waking up and getting over to log in and stuff, and I feel miserable. But now I've been kind of like meditating, which I'm not like a hardcore meditation person, but one thing I will say is it allows you to kind of collect your thoughts. So I don't know if anyone else has this, but like when I wake up, it helps to just sit in bed, right? Like not move, not go back to sleep, be just sitting with, my legs stretched out like I'm sleeping still, and the bed, like, blanket still on me. I'm still all cozy, but my body is waist up vertical, and then I'll just sit there and like eyes closed, like just do nothing, right? Just exist. And it's like the blood goes from being half in the front and half in the, like, it goes from being your horizontal position equalized to your vertical position being equalized. And so like all of it drains from my head and it goes back to like other organs and stuff, I guess. I don't know. I don't know the exact science behind the biology factor there, but just by doing that in the morning, I find myself able to wake up a lot easier. Like, if I do that for 15 minutes in the morning, I am much more awake before work and able to actually function as soon as I clock in. And I think I never noticed that really as much, or I've noticed it obviously, but not as much until after the whole COVID thing, and I'm out teleworking. So like, I had the opportunity to have me wake up. When I wake up, I can instantly go to work, basic, quote unquote, just by logging in. Didn't have that option before. And by having that option, I've realized just how much it matters to kind of like wake up in the morning before going to work. Oh, that was it. So yeah, I now go and dismiss my alarm, and I meditate before I go shower, and then get ready like as if I was going back into work. Which for a while in like the first portion of 2021, I did have to actually go in for like 2 weeks. That was when I was working crazy hours. Like I was working like 50 plus hours a week. Now I'm back to the good old 40 schedule. But yeah. As a result, though, because I'm not getting that extra like 5 segments of 15 minutes of sleep, I'm honestly just like drained. Not to mention I've been actually good about my exercising. I've walked. What was it? I don't know. I don't remember anything beyond before Monday, to be honest. I know I was on and off for a little while. I ran at least 4 miles every day, or 3 days last week. But this week, starting on Monday, I walked/ran at least 4 miles every single day this week thus far. I know, 3 whole days. I think I also did it on Sunday though, so 4 days. But slowly getting used to it. The days that it's really weird because I found out like super inconsistent how your miles get tracked, because they say like 2,000 steps is 1 mile per se, and the area that I'm near me, there's a circle that I can go in that's roughly 2/3 of a mile. And I say roughly because if I walk, it'll say that I walked in 1 lap. I walked 3 miles ish. But if I run, it says that it's like 0.35 miles. But it says I've taken less steps when I run. So like when I walk, it counts more steps, but says I've traveled less far, because it like tries to calculate your speed or something based upon accelerometers inside of like the phone, and it thinks for whatever reason that when you go the same distance without using GPS, which obviously would be a lot easier for it to calculate the distance using GPS, but it's purely using the accelerometer, at least in my phone. It is under the assumption that when you walk slower, when you have a slower speed, the same amount of steps will give you less distance, obviously. Dang it. So if you go the same distance but at a faster speed, it'll just assume you use less steps, which, I don't know, maybe scientifically that's true because you'll be in longer strides, right? If you have faster speed, your stride is obviously going to be bigger, so there's going to be less steps within it. So there's some amount of logic there, right? But then somehow that equates to distance as well, where because you're going, you're taking less steps, and you're going like a set amount of speed, right? Or a speed that it thinks that you're going. It takes like the time and your speed and tries to make an estimation of the distance. And then so when I'm running, I typically get a longer distance, quote unquote, because I guess I go fast, and a shorter time. So less time means that I go less far technically, because it's speed times time, right? Because miles per hour times hours will give you miles. So let's say for the sake of argument, if I run at 5 miles in a quarter of an hour, no, it'll be more reasonable. 5 miles in like half an hour, 30 minutes. Do something even easier. 4 miles in half mile. I'm trying to think of what's like reasonable. So 2 miles. Yeah, there we go. 2 miles. Good numbers. 2 miles in half an hour. Super slow runner, right? A mile every 15 minutes. The average person can do 12 to 15 minute miles, so that works out perfectly. The so if you go 2 miles in 30 minutes, that's half an hour. So so if you go, let's say, half an hour at 4 miles per hour, you should go 2 miles. So if you run on average 4 miles per hour, you'll get 2 miles in that time. Now let's say you run at a slightly faster pace, right? So you run at a 6 miles per hour, right? Well, then in 30 minutes, you will get 3 miles done. Now, let's say in 30 minutes, you are walking normal speeds of a human, so like 2 to 3 miles an hour. And 2 miles an hour, it means that you're only going to go 1 mile. Now, let's say you walk at 3 miles an hour, and it takes you 30 minutes to walk all the way around the lap. The phone or watch or whatever you have, whatever's using the accelerometer, it's going to think, oh, you went 1 mile. Even if you were, pausing to change the track because you're walking, and you can do that easier than when you're running, or anything like that. It'll think, oh, the total distance of that 1 lap was 1 mile. And if you run at 1 lap in half the time, let's say, so let's say you're now running at, you run and you get 1 lap at 4 miles an hour, and it takes you 15 minutes to complete that 1 lap, right? Or it takes you it takes you still 30 minutes, right? But you complete that 1 lap at 4 miles an hour. Well, then it's going to think that you ran 2 miles. If I'm doing my math right. And again, these are average times. So if you run around, right? And also, I will mention these numbers are exaggerated, right? In reality, it's going to be more like, oh, you ran at 3 miles an hour for 15 minutes versus you ran at like 4 miles an hour for 12 minutes, right? So 15 minutes is a quarter of an hour. 12 is a fifth of an hour. Put that in decimals. It's 0.25 and 0.2. So if you need to do your multiplication, if you ran 15 minutes in a quarter of an hour, you take, or you ran at 3 miles per hour in 15 minutes, which is a quarter of an hour. 3 divided by 4, so 3/4 of a mile is how far you would have run, versus 12 minutes, which is a fifth of an hour, times by 4 miles an hour, you get 4/5 or 0.8. So in the first case, you will be, the phone, the watch, the whatever you want it, is going to say you ran 0.75 miles, where in the second case, it'll think you ran 0.8 miles, right? And that literally that is what happens, where every half a mile is between, or every half lap is between 0.3 and 0.35. So I just average it out to 0.33 because that makes it easier, because that means that every half lap of my running track is a third of a mile. So now I can do all my calculations based upon a third of a mile breakdowns, or half lap breakdowns. So now I can go ahead and go, okay, well, if I want to run 3 miles, well, that's going to be 4.5 laps. How do I know that? Because in order to get from, in order to make 3 from 1/3, I need to multiply. I need to get 9/3, right? Which means 9 laps, or 9 half laps, which is 4.5 full laps. Another way of looking at it is I can have, if I have 1/3 is every half lap, then 2/3 must be every full lap, because half lap is 1/2 of a full lap. So 2 half laps gives me 1 full lap. So 2 1/3 half laps gives me 2/3 full lap, or 2/3 of a mile full lap. I'm over explaining that part, but it makes sense. And now I can go ahead and say, well, if I want to get, if 1 lap is 2/3 of a mile, how would I get to 3 miles, right? Okay, well, that means x over 2/3 is equal to, or what is it? 1 lap over 2/3 miles is equal to x laps over 3 miles. And then you just do your cross multiplication, which is, you know, harder to do in my opinion than just going, oh, 1/3 is a half lap. I need 9 1/3 to get 3, because 3 in thirds is 9/3. So I need 9 1/3 to get 9/3, which means that I get 3 blah blah blah. You get the point. Now I have the number of half laps. I just divide by 2 and I get the number of full laps. Same thing if I want to do a roughly like a 10 kilometer is like, so a 5K, a 5 kilometer run is 3.2 miles. So obviously 10K is double that, so 6.4 miles, and I just roughly estimate 6.5. In order to get 6.5 miles, I can either do 6.33, which isn't enough, or 6.67, which is enough. So 6.67 is how many thirds? So 7 would be 21 over 3. So 20 over 3 would be a little bit over a 10K. So in order to do a 10K, I need to get 20 half laps, which means, oops, what did I do? That's what I did. That means 10 full laps would be a 10K. So if I can run 10 full laps, then I'll be doing 10Ks. And you typically want to walk half a lap, and a half lap before and after, just to cool down and warm up, do dynamic stretching and stuff. So in all essences, if I want to actually get to the point where I'm running 10Ks, I need to get to the point where my body can handle doing 11 full laps. And at this point, I walked / ran 6.5 laps today. So I'm more than halfway there. But oh my god, I am so exhausted. Oh. The only good news of being exhausted is if you like ingrain the techniques while you're at your worst state, that just means that at your best state you'll be able to do it consistently. So if I can get it to the point where even when I'm literally half paying attention, I can do 2 in a row, then when I'm actually needing to do this for the speed run, hopefully I'll be able to actually get it down. I'm also purposefully dying a lot more because I'm trying to... I feel like I'm going too quick. And I was having more luck when I was not rushing. Of course, that means I jump in the acid a lot. And it looks like I'm not even trying. When I am, it is still hard for me to split my focus between looking at chat occasionally to see if any new person has come in, come up with an interesting story that would entertain, and also try to do the speedrun tech. Not to mention, ever since I changed the location of my monitor, I'm starting to get a crink in my neck because my keyboard, I only have keyboard commands, as you can see through the keyboard capture. But as a result, like, I'm looking to the right, which is crinking my neck a little bit. Not an ergonomic setup. Also, it is almost 10:30 already. That is astonishing. I honestly, maybe I fell asleep for half of this or something. I don't know. I feel like it has not been an hour and a half. I don't want to continue. I really don't want to continue this descent into madness, this experiment in insanity. But I'm also kind of sad to see that it's already done because I still have yet to do it twice in a row. I've gotten to where I've done it, and then I died, and then I did it again, and then I died again. But I haven't gotten to the point where I can just be like, and boom, I got that. And boom, I got... Oh, dang it. Dang. I just feel like the grabbing is the hardest, like, timing portion. And I don't think, in my personal opinion, the thing up there, it just feels inconsistent when I practice up there. One more good one. It's like that. I felt like I was super high when I died there. When that, literally the next one, I felt like I was inside of the, and I honestly think what it is when you're in invincibility frames, something happens with your hitbox. I don't know what it is, but something happens with your hitbox to make you all wonky. So if you're trying to, like, practice, it just makes, like, I wish I could turn off the invulnerable time when you come back from the acid. Can I get one more good one, please? That depends upon whether or not I'm skilled enough to do that. I just want one good one to end it off on. Dang it. There we go. Alright, we're going to end it off on that one. Thank you all so much for joining me along this adventure. I know this is mind-numbingly painful, and this noise is not the easiest to get used to. I'm going to be hearing that in my nightmares. But as it is, you know, as it goes inside of the realm of darkness. Oh, I no longer have infinite life. What am I doing? Okay. Yeah, I haven't found life now. But until next time, thank you all so much for joining me. I'll probably still be doing this stupid trick on repeat until I'm blue in the face. But until then, stay safe and don't get lost in the abyss.